Oh, it was pretty easy. I didn't have any complications. My cravings were literally like honey buns and chocolate milk.
Oh my,
Like Mrs. Bear's honey buns and chocolate milk.
oh my
That's
God.
what I pretty much lived on.
Oh my gosh.
But it
Hi guys, and welcome to the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast, where we chat with phenomenal millennial mothers about motherhood, relationships, lifestyles, their passions and goals, and much more. I hope you guys enjoy. Hi guys, before we get into the bio, I just want to let you know a couple of things. I will be taking a 2-week break from the podcast, actually coming up. If you don't know by now, I'm getting married on 8/18/2018, so I just want to be able to wrap my head around that. Also, I have birthday parties I have to plan for the end of the month, so I pretty much just need that time just to get myself together. So make sure you stay tuned for brand new episodes that will be coming out at the beginning of September. Also, if you probably could tell, I am still under the weather. I don't know. I got some kind of cooties from the kids, I think. But thank you so much for the get well notes as well as the remedies. The hot toddies are working. However, I think I just need to sit my ass down for a couple of days so I could just feel better. But thank you. So this episode is brought to you by Socially Plain Jane. Socially Plain Jane is a modish, refined, effortless women and girls jewelry line. You can find them on Instagram at Socially Plain Jane, which they will be dropping on 8/18/2018. You guys, it's my line. You're gonna love it. Make sure you check it out. The pieces are great. Please provide your feedback so I will know if you like it or not. It's Socially Plain Jane. So thank you. All right, so as far as in the guest chair today, so we have Miss Michelle. She is a 29-year-old wife, mom, and YouTube content creator who loves all things creative. Michelle has been married for 8 years and has a 7-year-old daughter. Michelle's YouTube channel documents her family's homeschooling journey and her road to becoming a surrogate mother. When she is not creating content or homeschooling, she enjoys reading, self-care, planning, and spending time with the family. All right, you guys, are you ready? Let's go. Hi, welcome to the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show. This is Britt. I am the creator and host of the show. And in today's guest chair, we have Miss Michelle. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am good. So you guys, I know if you actually follow us on Instagram, you probably seen in my story that one of my interviews was deleted. I only had actually like 8 minutes worth of the interview. I don't know where the rest of it went, but it was with Michelle. So you guys, it's an awesome interview. We're going to go ahead and get into this for the second time. So Michelle, tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Your background, your relationship, everything.
Okay, well, I'm Michelle Whitaker. I was born and raised here in Fort Worth, Texas, still here now. I am married to my amazing wife, Brandy, and we have a 7-year-old daughter. My background is mostly in childcare. I was a preschool teacher, lead teacher, private school, all of that. And I'm 29 years old.
Nice. So, with your daughter, tell us about your pregnancy with your 7-year-old.
Oh, it was pretty easy. I didn't have any complications. My cravings were literally like honey buns and chocolate milk. Like Mrs. Bear's honey buns and chocolate milk.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I pretty much lived on.
Oh my gosh.
But it was pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem that I had was it felt like she was always kicking me in my ribs.
Oh.
Other than that, it was good.
Oh my gosh. Was she pretty long when she came out?
Yes, she was.
Okay,
she was really, I mean, and I'm pretty tall myself. I guess you could say 5'7", so to be expected.
Okay, right. No, my daughter, she was the same way. She's pretty tall for her age, and I had the same thing with her. It was just always in the ribs, and she would just ball up on my side. So it's just all on the red side, on the right side, and it looked all lumpy. So it was just crazy. But my son, he came out short, so he was fine.
But yes, that's
Oh,
so
okay.
funny. Yeah, and as far as the cravings, when I had Remy, the youngest one, I used to crave bologna and cheese eggs. The most nasty,
Wow.
right? It was so nasty, but it was so, and it had to be the bologna with the red ring around it. Like, it couldn't be no fancy bologna. It had to be government bologna. Yes. And I was like, girl, I
Regular
will
old school.
exactly put that crap on the stove, get the bubble going. It was the most amazing thing ever.
And would you eat it now?
Oh no, I wouldn't even touch that. Processed meat, that's like me eating Vienna sausages, like out the can. I can't. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm about to throw up now. That's ridiculous. All right, so pregnancy went well. Well, with you having a wife, how did that procedure go? What did you guys have to do in order to pretty much have family plan? So how did that go about?
Well, we just had a friend who helped us out and was willing to give us a donation. But initially, I didn't want to have kids just because I worked in childcare for so many years. You know, you take care of everyone else's kids, and then to think about taking care of your own, I was just like, no, not happening. And then I met her, and then it was just like, let's do it.
Nice. Oh my gosh. So you guys found a friend. So is the friend still around now?
No.
Okay, cool.
We set it up to where it was the donation, and that's it.
That's it. Cool. Okay. I like that. It makes more sense. All right. So, flipping back to, you mentioned that you're more so into childcare. As far as, I'm trying to see how I can explain this. I know, and like I said, it's going to be awkward for me because we already had this interview before. But as far as with the childcare, what type of advice would you give parents that have new children going into school? Like, would you rather prefer to do like a private school thing, or do a homeschool or public school? What should parents look for when they first send their child off to school?
I would say communication. If you are doing private school or public school, just open communication with the school in general. So open communication with your principal, vice principal, and the teachers. I think that is the most important. And obviously you want to know that you are able to call and check up on your child and your child's success. So I definitely think that that is the very most important thing to be able to have is open communication with schooling. For us, we homeschool, so I can't recommend that everyone homeschool because it might not work for you and your family and your family's needs, but it does work for us.
So with you guys homeschooling, what made you decide to go about to actually homeschool your daughter?
Well, first, like I said, I have a background in childcare, so I had already had the skills and the knowledge and the training to be able to teach. So when we had her, I was just naturally teaching her at home without even knowing it. And so she was extremely advanced going into school. And when she went into public school, we experienced the curriculum not being, up to par on her level because she was 2 levels above the kindergarten grade when she was in kindergarten and 2 levels above in first grade. So I had the knowledge already to be able to teach her. And so having the experience of the curriculum not being what we needed for her. And then we also had the unfortunate experience of bullying and things of that nature. So that also pushed us to homeschool her.
Right. And it's crazy that you mentioned bullying. My kids, they actually just started back school last week. And yesterday, my son came home and said that someone actually called him racist, one of the kids. And I'm like, what? And he was like, yes, he called me racist. And I'm like, well, why did he call you racist? And he said it was because he said he was white, which my son is not white, you guys, by far. Well, let me take it back. So my son, when he was growing up, he had a little conflict with what race he is, since he's very lighter than all of us, since his dad is Black and Korean. So we will tell him all day that he is Black, all this stuff, but since his skin color was super fair and he was around his grandma all the time, who is full Korean, he swore up and down, girl, he was white. Like, I'm like, Mason, you are not white. I promise you. So I don't know if he went around and told people this at school or they were talking. But anywho, so the guy, he said that they were joning on each other, whatever, and the dude said that he was racist, and it was because he was white. And I had to explain to him, like, racism is not the color of your skin. It's not because you're white. It's because it's how you add, carry yourself, all this stuff. So it was just, it dawned on me, because it's like kids can be so mean, and I know they probably hear their parents talk about stuff like this, or they watch the news and they just kind of formulate this idea of what it is in their head, and then they go to school and just use it. And it's just like, that's not how it goes. So yeah. And I'm like, it's only day 4 of school. Like, I can't.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was crazy. All right. So back to homeschooling. I actually had another question. What was it? Oh, as far as the homeschooling with your daughter, would you actually be open to homeschooling other kids?
I've thought about it. I'm not exactly sure at the moment, but I have thought about it. And like I said, I do have the knowledge and the ability and the planning skills to be able to do so. I think that we are still in the stage where we are just loving this snuggle time and, one-on-one, always together feel. So I think if I were to do so, it would at least be next semester, January, if I were able to figure out that situation.
Wow. Yeah, I think you should. I think you sound like you'll be an excellent teacher. If I was in Texas, I will look you up.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome. So tell us more about your YouTube experience. I know you're starting up a YouTube about your family's lifestyle and the things that you guys have planned. So tell us more about that.
So I started my YouTube channel originally, and it was documenting my surrogacy journey. So I have that on there, and also our homeschool journey. I originally started, like I said, with my surrogacy journey, and I just wanted to be able to document that and hopefully educate some people on surrogacy, what it is, how it happens, and how you can be one as well if you would like to. And then also with our homeschooling journey, I just wanted to document that as well and be able to look back on these different videos and say, hey, this is what worked for us. Let's try this again, or just be able to look back and know that we tried this, it didn't work, or we should try it again, or, just to be able to see that.
Right. So what made you choose to become a surrogate?
Well, like I said, my background is in childcare, and after we had my daughter, Brooklyn, I just didn't have I don't know what you call it, but I didn't have the passion anymore for caring for children in that setting. So surrogacy is just my way of being able to take care of children without having to take care of them for 12 hours a day.
Right. Smart plan.
Yes. So it's like I still love them. I still love being with my friends' children or with my sister's kids. It's just I don't want to take care of children for 12 hours a day anymore. So I can, take care of them in my tummy and give them to their parents and let them go on about their lives.
Exactly. And here you go. I took care of them for you guys. Here you go.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So with the surrogacy process, was it hard for you to actually get into it, or is it just a boom, I Googled and here you go? Like how did you get a start? Like what did you do to get it started?
Well, I actually found the ad in a child magazine, and I literally just saw it in the back of the magazine, and it just says looking for surrogates. I originally brought it up to my wife, and she immediately said no. And so I kind of left it alone. I brought it up again late last year, and at that moment she was actually open to it, wanting to know more about it. Okay. So we talked about it, and we just decided, let's go ahead and give it a try. It did take a little while, but I think it's totally up to your body. Once you get your medical screening done, if everything looks great, then your process should be pretty quick.
Nice. And as far as all the screening, so there is a medical screening. Is there a psychological screening as well? Well, psychology screening is probably the right word.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do have to see a psychologist, and that is mandatory. You cannot get out of it whatsoever. So yes, it is mandatory, and you also have to attend monthly meetups as well with other surrogates with your agency. So it's kind of like I said, a support group, so everybody can kind of talk about what's going on with them. And all of the ladies in the support group are in different stages of their journeys. So for me, I am, just now about to have my my embryo transfer again. Another lady has just given birth 2 weeks ago, and then another lady is just starting her medications. So everybody's able to kind of converse with each other on tips and tricks to help you, with your meds or whatever. It's really, really good though.
Oh, that's great. All right. So as far as so after you go through the process of all the screenings, you get into the support group. At this point, because you said that you're about to do your embryo transfers, correct?
Yes. So I actually had an embryo transfer on July 19th.
Okay.
We got the test back on the 31st of July, and it was negative.
Okay.
So we will be going for another try.
Okay. And when it comes to actually, I guess with the embryo transfers, do they ask you if you want how many kids you want to carry, or it's based off of your medical screening? Like if you're able to carry twins or triplets or have single births, or do they give you that choice?
That's up to you and your intended parents, the person that you're having the children for. So you all have to agree on that in the beginning before any medications can be put into your body. Before any of that can happen, you have to agree on, one embryo transfer or two to be transferred. For me, I agreed on two.
Okay.
And a lot of people think I'm crazy because that does mean the possibility of a singleton, twins, triplets, quadruplets.
Oh my gosh.
So, but you also have to keep in mind that both of them may not stick.
Right.
So it's totally up to you on how many you want to agree to.
Nice. So do you and your wife want more kids?
Yes.
Okay.
My wife wants two more. We just have Brooklyn at the moment. She wants two more, but I'm good with one more. But the next one, we're trying to figure out if she's going to carry or if we will initially kind of do this whole thing again and I will carry her eggs.
Nice. This is just so cool. I'm so interested in this because I mean, you hear about this every day. Well, I do, I guess, since I have kids, but I never met a person who actually is going through the process. Like, honestly, I feel like it's a blessing because, again, some people out there can't have kids. So having a person who is willing to give up their body and be like, you know what, I would carry your child for you, it's amazing to me because it's selflessness. Like, that's amazing. Yeah, super amazing. All right, so flipping the script. So we're going to talk more so about relationship stuff. So how long have you and your wife been together?
We have been together 8 years as of July 24th.
Okay.
And married for 3 years.
All right, and how did you guys meet?
I was actually working in childcare, and a new teacher came in and said, was kind of conversating with me, and she said that her daughter was actually in remission from cancer and that she was having a remission party and wanted me to come over. I went over and there she was sitting there and, we spoke and everything. And she said to me, "What's up, little mama?"
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yes, she really did. Oh. And I said, "Excuse me, my name is Michelle. Very nice to meet you." And she kind of just looked at me like, did she really just give me her name?
Right, her government name? Oh my gosh.
Yes. But that is how we met. And, we're here now.
Right. And so, and you said you've been married for 3 years?
Yes.
So were you able to tell a difference from the switch, like you guys just being, together in a relationship to becoming married? Like, was it like a level up type thing? Like, okay, this is super serious at this point, or there was no change?
I think it happened maybe a couple months after the official marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just because, yes, you signed the paper, yes, you got the rings, but as time passes, after the actual marriage, you start to think and stuff starts to go through your mind like, oh, we do need to do better.
Right.
We do need to communicate more.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just happened over time.
Gotcha. All right. And who inspires you, Michelle?
My mother-in-law, when she was here,
mm-hmm.
she was absolutely amazing. She definitely just welcomed me right into the family with no problem,
mm-hmm.
no questions. It was absolutely amazing. I actually have a funny story about her. My wife and I actually were having sort of a argument at the time, and we were out shopping. So she called her mom to come pick her up so she can take her little breather. And her mom came to pick her up.
mm-hmm.
And I asked my wife for the house key. We had just moved,
mm-hmm.
and we only had one key. And her mom yelled from the car, "She don't need to give you no damn key." And at the moment, I was like, I know she didn't. But then at the same time, I was like, okay, so we only have one key. And so it was just so crazy. But now I always think of it as she was just so down for her children.
Right.
Like they're old, but she had no problem telling anybody anything about her children. And I just love that about her. And that totally inspires me in my mothering style, just making sure that everything is good for Brooklyn.
mm-hmm.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, always be down from day one. That's what I tell people all the time. Yes. Yeah, I'm the same way with my kids. I'm like, I know I'm crazy. I fight. It don't matter.
And that's definitely was her. And that's one of the reasons why, I fell in love with my wife so much, because she just reminds me so much of her mom.
mm-hmm.
And she's always ready to do something better, be something better. And it's just amazing.
Oh, wow. So how do you spend your mommy time? What do you do as far as to wind down? Make sure you're balancing it all as far as being a wife and a mother. What do you do as far as self-care?
Mainly meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been doing it for a few months now, maybe about 6 months. And it started as just wanting to see what it was about. But over time, it just kind of grew on me.
Mm-hmm.
I try to wake up at least 2 hours before my wife and daughter wake up, just so I can have my time to myself, get up in the morning, freshen up, meditate, smudge my house with my sage and my space. I do mm-hmm. smudge my house with and my space with my sage,
mm-hmm.
and just try to remove all of the bad energy so that I can start my day on a positive note.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the main thing I do.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I need to be doing more womanly stuff for myself. I should probably be doing more, but I think that's where my sister comes in, and we're kind of putting together a networking event that we can kind of get with other DFW entrepreneurs and
mm-hmm.
stuff like that, and meet and mingle and be women, and also better ourselves and better each other.
Yes. When is your event?
We're still in the process of planning it now. It should be at the end of this month, though, but I will definitely make sure I let everybody know that.
Yes,
date.
Please let me know, and I would definitely blast it out to my people that's in that area.
Yes, I would love that.
Yes. All right. So ending the actual questionnaire part, what advice would you give new mothers, or actually new mothers and new wives, in order just to keep everything moving along in your household and in your relationship?
New mothers, I would say that you should definitely take some time for yourself. Don't forget about yourself whatsoever. I used to be extremely opposed to not to taking time for myself, just feeling the weight of I'm a mother now. I don't have time for myself. I only have time for my child.
Right.
But you should make time for yourself. Your child is going to be there. You take your 5 minutes, you take your 10 minutes, put that baby in the crib for a second, go take your 5 minutes or your 10 minutes, your baby will be fine. And if you aren't taking care of yourself, how can you take care of your children?
Right.
So
right.
take time for yourself.
Right. Yes.
Now for relationships,
Mm-hmm.
communication, I know you hear it all the time, but definitely communication. I think that that's something we learned later on, just how to communicate effectively and not just yelling or not just trying to get your point across.
Right.
Take a moment and listen, really listen to what your partner is trying to say, what they're trying to convey, and be compassionate about it, because both of your voices matter.
Right.
Both of your opinions matter.
Right. Yes. Totally agree. 2 great words of advice, especially about taking care of yourself as a mother, as a woman, because if you don't do it, I would say no one else will, but you have your partner there to help you out. But I do feel like it's very important just be able to get your time as well, because I know, like for me, I'm not saying when I was growing up, but when I first had my firstborn, like you said, you feel like once you become a mother, it's all about your children, and I will run myself crazy making sure that everything was taken care of to the point I got burnt out. Like I just couldn't do it anymore. So at that point, I had to regroup. I had to get myself together, and now it's like, okay, at least once a month, I have just a mommy day all day, like. I either go and get a hotel room and just, chill, have my laptop, do me, but I get away from my kids. Like I can't function if I'm like on every single day. So yes, definitely agree.
I definitely need to do something like that to get myself together.
Yes. I know you have to disengage, because people, some folks don't look at it. Mom, being a mother is a 24/7 thing. Like you can't turn it off. And I tell Rashawn that all the time, because he's like, okay, I understand you have your business. I understand, but he sees me as a stay-at-home mom. But it's like, okay, you have a 9 to 5. Once you clock out at 9, you don't have to think about it anymore. I still have a 24/7. I still have to, get the clothes ready, make sure you eat, make sure the kids eat, make sure everybody take their baths, make sure the clothes are clean, make sure the clothes are pressed. It's a constant mind going thing. So your mind gets physically tired. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can go ahead and go get me a hotel room and, don't answer any phone calls or text messages until I feel like I'm ready. So that's how I made my point.
Well, I like it.
Yes, it works. Definitely try it and let me know what happens.
I will.
All right, so on this next round, we're going to play the hot seat game, which is 5 random questions. Super random. They're all about you, and it's super fun. Would you like to play?
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. So question number 1, name 3 things that you love about yourself.
Oh, my personality. My laughter, and my creativity.
Okay, nice. All right, question number 2. What is your favorite movie of all times?
I have been watching Black Panther like crazy, so I guess we'll say Black Panther.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Black Panther is the bomb. And my thing is, I'm just worried because I know for Halloween, everybody is probably going to be some Black Panther character. Like, I already know it's going to happen this year.
I know.
Yeah.
It's going to be Black Panthers everywhere.
Right, exactly. Like, okay, what's going on? All right, question number 3. If you had $1 million, what would you buy?
Oh, my goodness.
What would be the first thing you would buy?
Probably a house.
A house? Okay, all right. Well, at least you're not like my daughter. I'm not sure if you heard the last episode, but she said that if she won $1 million, she'll buy bed sheets, girl. Out of all things, I just looked at her like, Kaylin, seriously? She was like, yeah, I like bed sheets. I'm like, okay, yeah. She's her mother child. My daughter, me and her, we actually watched HGTV together. Like, we binge watch it on Saturday. She loves it. Yeah, she's so she's so nerdy. Oh my gosh. All right. Question number 4. Name one special talent that you have.
Singing.
Singing. Okay. Okay. Do you still sing now?
No, not like performing anymore, but I mean, I do sing to myself and in the shower and then to my baby.
Okay, all right. Do you like karaoke?
I love karaoke, but I cannot seem to get my wife to go.
Why she won't go?
I think she thinks that I'm gonna like pull her up on stage. I know she's not that type, so I wouldn't do that, but she just won't go.
Oh my gosh, yes. And see, that's the thing. I know I cannot sing at all whatsoever, but if you catch me on a karaoke night, it's a wrap. Like, I think I'm the best singer ever. And Rashawn, he's the same way. He doesn't do anything. Like, he'll come and support, but he's just going to sit there and just watch. And he just looks at me and just shakes my head because I'm a rapper. Like, Gucci Mane, 3 6 Mafia, anything that's ratchet, I'm there. Like, that's me. So, yeah, exactly. So he's like, seriously, Brittany? He was like, oh, my God. I'm like, I like it. It brings out my inner, East Side type stuff. So yeah, all right.
Inner hood.
In my inner hood, exactly. Because, folks be like, girl, you ain't know nothing about the hood. I'm like, you right, because I'm scary. I'll be like, I can't go. All right, last question. Question number 5. Do you have a girl crush? And if so, who is she?
Why are you doing this to me?
I'm going to say, if you have to say your wife, I understand. However,
I do. I have to say my wife. I will send you in a text message my girl crush.
Gotcha. All right, now it better be good. I know you have good taste, so I can't wait to know. All right, Michelle. Well, that is all for us today. And if people want to follow you on social media, how can you be reached?
On Instagram, it is at the.mrs.whitaker. And on YouTube, it is The Whitaker Way.
The Whitaker Way. All right, that is us. That is it for us. I swear you would think I was drinking. I only been drinking coffee. Like, my words are crazy today, but okay. All right, guys, that is it for us. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you would like to get into some more fun, follow us on social media. On Instagram, we are at Bad and Bougie Moms, on Facebook at The Bad and Bougie Moms, and also on Twitter at BBM_podcast. Make sure you like, share, and comment on any of the podcast platforms that you listen to us on. Again, we hope you guys enjoy. See you later.